Ford makes some of the coolest V8s with their HD trucks. We're going to check out the 6.8 today. I'll include a link to the Carl Malone Ford's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. Under the hood is a 6.8 liter V8 naturally aspirated that goes through a 10-speed. It puts out 405 horsepower and then 445 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Super Duty stamped into the front, and the hood's raised on either side as well. Giant C-shaped lights. You've got the darker coloration for the grille. Ford logo there on the front. It actually is a front camera. Interesting. Fog lights and tow hooks too. Giant air dam on top of that. This is supposed to be a more baseline truck, but it actually has quite a bit of equipment. Tire wheel setup is 275 by 65 by 20. You've got metallic gray on the outside of the wheel with the blacked out portion in the center. Your STX F250 badge. This has door-to-door side steps. We also have the bedside step here. And then with the 250, you're typically gonna have about one less leaf compared to the 350. Now when it comes to sizing, this one has the 8-foot bed, and then it's got the crew cab. With the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start. It's got the flip out key, Ford logo on the back. Got the little handle here, and it's not dampened, so you make sure you lower it under your own strength. It does have the tailgate step system in the ruler though. We've got LED lights here. You've got the fifth wheel set up in the bed already. Now, depending if you're doing a bumper pull or fifth wheel pull, your towing is going to be mid to high teens. And then lifting this up, a little bit of weight to it, but it's not bad. Very boxy taillights. We've got the bumper steps down below, body painted bumper with parking sensors. That will cap things off for the exterior of this truck. We got a lot of muscle with this week's giveaway. The first car is a 1964 Corvette Resto Mod with a 500 horsepower small block V8, a 5-speed Tremec manual, and upgraded brakes to give you modern performance. The next is a new Z06 with all of the carbon fiber and the 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8 producing 670 horsepower. On top of that, you do get $60,000 in cash if you win this giveaway to help pay for the taxes. As always, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus tickets on any donation, $25 or more. Let's now check out the interior. A little bit of soft touch there where you rest your arms, storage down below on the door panel. Cloth seats here. Pretty nice looking trim. There is under seat storage. Plenty of space in the back of the crew cab. We also have some USB ports and a 12 volt. I'm like 90% sure a couple wasps just flew in there. So anyways, good headroom, just trust me on it. Let's now check out the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You can adjust the mirrors, but everything else is manual with the functionality on them. Front two windows are automatic, and you got more soft touch here on the door panel. 3,420 pounds of payload capacity, and then 10,600 pounds of gross vehicle weight rating. More cloth here with the front seats. They are manual with the adjustments. To the left of the steering wheel, you've got the controls for the headlights. And let's start her up. So we've got more basic trim around the steering wheel itself, but practical controls in the front face, including controls for the center screen, cruise control, voice command, volume controls, and then there is a column shifter there off to the side with a manual shift function. Mostly analog gauge cluster. We have the little digital screen there, which you can use to see different bits of info, but it's nice they let you keep it analog. Yeah, this actually does have a 360 camera, which is interesting on such a small screen, but it's still good resolution. As for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here at the bottom. Takes a second for some of the pages to load up, but it's relatively quick to respond. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We've got a bunch of physical buttons in this area, so I guess before the physical buttons, some charge ports, a little bit of storage up above, single zone climate, radio controls, and this does have a part-time four-wheel drive system. You got your drive mode select built in too. This one has the cool kind of like tray center console, bench seat setup that obviously turns into a seat, and then you do have a little storage cubby at the very bottom, so it's got plenty of practicality. We also have a manual mirror dimmer, power setting rear window, and then we've got 6 auxiliary switches up top. $65,500. Let's see how this Super Duty performs. Set off, and I think the interior is wasps free now. Oh, I'm in neutral. It's one thing I don't like about these column shifters sometimes. But if you guys are wondering, I'm not mega allergic to wasps, but I'm allergic enough to where if I get stung by it, then I get to be sick for like the next few days, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. It's so annoying. I'll take a bee sting, but not a wasp sting. And it's weird, like, isn't the human body weird? I get stung by a bee and my body's like, oh, this is annoying, whatever. I get stung by a wasp and my body's like, hey, we're sick now. And it's like, what the heck? They're basically brothers from different mothers. One makes honey and one doesn't. Anyways, let's see how this thing performs. Decent low end torque. And that is one thing that this 6.8 is kind of known for, is having low end torque. This engine's less about top end power like the 7.3 and more about the low end, and then it's a little bit lower cost too. Obviously towing capacity and everything's lower than the 7.3 by a bit. Not a crazy margin, but a bit. And after talking to more people that buy trucks for business and everything, these gas trucks are really appealing for businesses to have their trucks idle for longer for different reasons. And I think that's where electric trucks might become more popular, is people that, you know, they plug in power tools and everything to their trucks. And so having an electric truck where you don't have to have it idling for, you know, potentially hours on end to power stuff is appealing. But yeah, I mean, this drive's nice. It's pretty comfortable for an HD truck. That's the one thing that Ford does really well, is this is coil sprung up front with a solid front axle, solid rear axle, leaf sprung. So, you know, it shouldn't be as comfortable as it is, but it is. It is very comfortable. So they've done a really good job with the overall balance on everything, and we'll see the turning radius is horrible with this truck. Man, I thought it was gonna be better because of the steering, but man, that was bad. That was really bad. And this isn't, I guess it has an 8-foot bed. But that was still pretty bad. At least the column shifter complied. Sometimes these Ford column shifters, it's like you try to put it into reverse and you're in neutral. Try to put it into drive, you're in neutral. Because it just doesn't fully click in. It's a little bit temperamental. So overall, this is a nice truck. Ford's being interesting with their equipment. I mean, I like the 360 camera on a baseline though, because there's a lot of people that they want the visibility that provides. They don't want to have to buy a fully loaded truck. So I'm glad that Ford's starting to offer some of those like quality of life features in the more baseline trucks, so that so you don't have to pay crazy amount of money to get them. And this is not a cheap truck by any means, but less money than an XLT or a Lariat. And also, I feel like this STX package is kind of making the XLT obsolete, because this has a lot of similar equipment to the XLT, but it's at a lower price point. So it's kind of like, why buy the XLT? I don't know. But let me you guys think about the 6.8. It's a strong powertrain. If you guys want me to do a comparison side by side with the 7.3, let me know. It'll take some time to put that together, because I have to find two trucks that have the same configuration, which I don't currently have access to. But if you guys want to see it, make it happen, and please turn.